All right, so we are live. I believe we are live. All right, so welcome everyone to Military Guna TV. I want to thank you all for the continued support that we have been, the channel itself, that the production, the brand itself has have been getting, and I do appreciate it that you guys are consistently here with us and always giving your inept and tactical feedback in regards to football and not just football, Jamaican football and local football, at all levels. I do appreciate you guys are consistently here with us and actually enjoying the show with us. I want to say thank you very much for always turning out, and I do respect that. Now, the aim here is to create a brand, one fulfilling to the Jamaican football category, so that it can represent well even outside of the category. That is the total aim of the Military Guna TV. It is to highlight local bred talents, local football, footballers who are playing overseas. So these are the aspects. Now, my intent is to actually take the channel even deeper in the footballing realm in Jamaica, as far as the lower tier leagues. Now, what this does, it gives us a more highlighted figure on how we can correct the issues surrounding the footballing program in Jamaica. Because if we don't identify the issues as low as that aspect, I do believe that we are definitely in a lost race. So if you can't identify the root cause of a problem, it makes no sense you say you have a problem, or even try to fix a problem, because you have to start from there. So that is the total intent of the channel and the the direction that the channel is looking to head towards. So I do appreciate most of you guys turning out. I do respect that you guys are always here. So that is basically one of the mission statement, or basically the mission statement of the Military Guna TV brand, platform, channel, and even the social media aspects of it. So thank you very much for your continued support. I really really like that. Now, let's get into what we have to discuss. Let's get in clearly into what we have to discuss. And we have a few people already in the comment section. We have Karim said, a lot of things. First, we play against a team that is well prepared and just need not to lose to qualify for their second World Cup since 1986. All right, so here I have a mug with my tea. As you guys already know, that this is an early morning session, and I would expect that you have your tea, your coffee, your tea bag, specifically the Cersei type. I do think you would like that. So prepare your tea, take out your mug, and let's go. We're going to crack in for the early morning show. Basically, I did a review show yesterday, but there's so much thing to talk about. I couldn't talk about all of it in just a 10 minutes video. Now, Karim said, let's start right here with what Karim said. We're gonna start right here with what Karim said. A lot of things, we play against a team that is well prepared. So I'm gonna write down some of these. Well prepared. Good. A team that is well prepared and just needed not to lose to qualify for their second World Cup since 1986. No, I do appreciate you bringing that up, Karim. So for everyone in the comment section that's coming in, I would really appreciate it if you guys smash that like button at this moment. Also, it would be a definite must for you to ask you guys if you guys can also share the content to at least one of your footballing group, and we want to discuss some of the major issues surrounding Jamaican football, but we don't want to divulge in the same aspect or the same things that we have spoken about on a day-to-day basis, because I do think there's a major aspect I do think that there's a major aspect of football that most of us are not speaking about. Most of us are not speaking about it. So I want to divulge in that. All right, so let's get in the first one. Yes, Karoom, you bring up a very good point here. This team is a team who is well prepared, very well prepared. And there's no doubt that this Canada team, at the top of the table does not belong where they are. There's no doubt about that. None whatsoever. We cannot even dispute that. Now, we definitely saw a poor outing from the Reggae Boyz. 100%. We saw a poor outing from Reggae Boyz. But we should do something as well. And I saw someone did in my comment section. We have to give Canada credit where credit is due. Now, there's a lot of cause for causation in this one where Paul Hall is concerned. There's a lot of six being thrown at Paul Hall. We're going to get into that one as well. Let me run through a few more of the comments. Roland Nakadna, big up, thanks again, Roland Nakadna, one of our channel members, people. Karim said, secondly, the weather condition is a big factor for some of these players. Some are playing in this condition for the first time ever. True. 100% true. That is true. You're playing under this condition. You're playing against the best team in CONCACAF. I do think that you have a lot going against you. Let me see if I can move this these comments. Yeah. I need to put it somewhere where it's a little bit more visible. Trying to put the comments where somewhere where it's a lot more visible, so you guys can see it. Okay, good. So let's continue. As I was saying in regards to the conditions, yes, we understand the condition. Yes, the conditions are a big factor. And I do think that the Canada team used that at their sole advantage. It's evident that our players were extremely cold. It was evident that our players were extremely cold. And more so, a lot of them it seems that they're not used to that condition. I told people about even the Blakes and the Lamar Walker, these guys who played football in the USA. That Canada cold is a total different cold. 100% different. Different, man. Different. That different type of cold. 100%. Total different type of cold, man. Let me see the rest of the comments. Karim again said, we play against a team that is well coached and know what they want to do with the ball and moreover without the ball too. And you are bringing some really good points across now, Karim. These are some very good points. And these are things that we have to factor in. It doesn't matter how we feel about the results, we have to factor in these aspects. Frederick Clark said, Italy out, Jamaica out. I don't think most people would bank on Jamaica going through just like that. I don't think so. But it goes to show that this World Cup is not granted for no one. You have to work for it. You have to earn it. You have to prepare for it. Yes, Abde, big up. Thanks for coming in. Really respect that, bro. Raquel said, why did Bailey and Gray not travel to Canada? Alright, so from what I got what I've heard on last night's show from This Other Sports TV, where Craig Butler was I was a guest on that program. He said that they wanted to rest Leon Bailey. He played his first 90 minutes in a few months, and you have to include traveling time, and then go and play again, then come back to Jamaica to play the final game. That would be too hectic for him, and they are trying to protect Leon Bailey's health. And remember, we can't risk one of our main stars. We can't risk one of our main stars like that. And we know the situation with Leon Bailey. So big up again. Roland O'Connor said this is to be expected. Canada way further along. They are way ahead of us in regards to developing, in regards to the progress of their team. It's like you are just starting the rebuilding phase, and you're going up against a team who is in the final aspect of their rebuilding phase. They are ready. We are not. They are ready. We are not. Big up Tennis. Thanks for coming in, bro. Theo Neer said, big up military 2026. Big up Theo. Owen, big up again. Tennis said, Owen, big up general. So everybody, a few people coming in. Really respect that. Richard Stewart said, Sir P, you blow your identity with the teething. No, I'm not Sir P. I'm not Sir P. Sir P know way more than me. I'm a served na ham if you over 7 years. And Sir P know way more than me about the army. Sir P probably have all information about me. Ricardo Cardinal said Canada slapped us like Will like what we'll do to Chris. Yeah. Big up Ryan. Big up. Massive respect. People, Ryan LFC, you guys can check out his channel. Go over there and show the support just the same. If you haven't done so, I would assume that most of persons on this channel would have done that. But if you haven't, please go over there and do so. Liverpool supporter. Very what you call an emotional Liverpool supporter. Trinidad and biased as well, but he's a good brother. Yeah, so if you support Liverpool, you don't want to miss that channel. Roland O'Connor said 20 shot versus 2 outclass. Yeah, that is true. That is true. We were outclassed. We were outclassed in those aspects. In the second half, I would say that we got back a little bit of the possession of the ball game, but by that time, it would seem as if we were far too gone. By that time, Charles Burma said, "Big up Guna. We have to take it easy on the team that played last night. No way we can say we expected a lot. Honestly, no. I do believe that most of us didn't expect. I'm a person who I don't want to say my side is going to lose. Yes, you can be realistic, but you also have to remember that you are passionate and you love the team. I was banking on a draw. I do know that team would not be able to compete at that level to render a draw from the Canadian team. But I was just being hopeful. But on a realistic value, I did know that. You can see the class is quite different. You can see the class is quite different. Yeah, we could factor in all the aspects of the conditions and all these things. But when you look at the team, you can see a team who is cohesive. You can see a team as a unit, not just individuals. You can see a team, not just individuals put together. You can see a team working hard, working together, working in a unit. The amount of time that they exploit down our left-hand side, the amount of time they realize that Ricardo Thomas was a weak link. From the minute one, from the get-go, they realized, and guess what? They target down that side. Most of the pressure that we came under was from down that side. At one point, I saw, I think it's Kyle Lauren, blaze past Morris like a cone. I'm like, what? What? Big up Jamaica and Guna. Massive respect, bro. A lot of people in the comment section. Richard Sweat said, the cold is no joke. I will stand in the cold for 10 minutes and lose concentration. It not pretty. I know that. And specifically Canada cold. Man. Charles Banner said, we look extremely so. Walker and Vassell should have started. Yeah, you see, hindsight is a hell of a thing. Because if Walker and Vassell started and we lost, we would have heard that that person should have started. It's full time that we kind of move away from the aspect of who should be there, who should not be there, and look at things on a holistic value. We need to start look at it on a holistic value. Where are we coming from? Where do we want to be? How are we going to get there? These are the questions that we should be asking. So, if I had an interview with Mr. Paul Hall, these are the questions that I would ask. Even Mr. Ricketts, these are the questions that I would be asking. Where are we going? What are the directions that what's the plan to reach that target? For example, tonight I will be going to the Monday Night Football game. I will be going to that game. Now, how would I reach that game? I know that the game starts 7:30, so I need to start preparing from about 5 o'clock. Because I need to watch other games, so to get full checks and balance of the other game. So when I leave at 5 o'clock, I would arrive in Kingston, arrive at Sabina Park, pay my price to go inside, and have a seat early so I can enjoy some of the early festivities that they do have to offer. And that's what I'm looking at. Then now, yeah, so that is the aim, and that is how I'm reached. But how did I reach here? Via my car. Via my car. So all of these things would have been put in place for me to reach from my home to the game. So these are the questions that we should be asking JFF now. How we want to reach from this team that played against Canada and get a thrashing 4-0 to a team that can play against Mexico and defeat Mexico 2-0, 3-0. How we want to reach that level, because that is the level what we want to reach. I want to beat Canada. I want to reach that level. So these are the questions that now should be asked. Mark Shaman said, nothing went wrong. Panama got 5 from America. Football is a strange game. As I said, people, you need to take out your team now because it's an early morning session and I'm still feeling droopy. Yeah, went to bed late. Where the man that did I say playing in a fridge couldn't affect players who never played in a fridge before. I'm telling you, man, you're wicked, man. It's wicked. It's wicked. It's wicked, man. Jamaican Guna. Me have people who are at the game. Because I can't play the voice notes or the videos. I have people who are at the game. And them man I say, it plays rough. And I said the place rough. It's really, really tough, man. Jamaica Guna says also Canada is first. Jamaica is 7th out of 8 for a reason 100%. Tenny said there's a difference between El Salvador and Canada. The quality is far superior. We have to call it as it is. Yes, they are superior to us as well. And we were quite similar to El Salvador. I do think that we're better than El Salvador, and we should have gotten a result from there. But even a poor finishing, really poor finishing. But there's things to work on. Now, one of the things that I saw in this game is this: even though Canada dominated this game, ripped us apart, I'm going to say that many people will say that there's no positive from this game. There's going to be so many people that there's nothing positive from this game, and I can say something different. Now, I don't want you guys to bash me. I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying. There is one specific positive that I found I took away from this game. People are saying that it's stupid. People are saying that we shouldn't be doing that because they are better than us. Now, what I do know, if you want to get better, you have to do what the better teams are doing. And you do it until you reach that level. So, for example, if you want to be a good shooter, so when I'm at the range, and I'm on the 300-meter bank. We're on the 300-meter bank. We don't use microscope. We don't use scopes. We use the normal front sight and rear sight of the rifle. And I would rest in the prone position, and I will take up aim, and I will fire a shot, and that warhead would hit. This is the white patch. This is the target. I should hit. Oh, maybe you guys won't be able to see this. I wonder if you guys will be able to see it. No, you guys won't be able to see it. But if I should hit the white patch, I should hit the white patch, and I barely miss the white patch, what I should do is try again. Keep on trying. Keep on applying the same marksmanship principle until I get it correct. Now, if I should do the wrong thing and try to compensate for the marksmanship principle, I will never get it right. So, this is what I'm telling you right now. This is what I saw last night that I do think was a positive. I do believe it was a positive. Right throughout the game, even though Canada, even the first half, Canada had a vast amount of possession, we sit back. But we did not sit back with the intent of not going forward. It's just that you can see that the combinations weren't solid or fluid, or the transition wasn't fluid enough for us to reach into the final third. We really stifled when the ball is to enter into the final third. That is where we stifled. No, in the second half, when I say we stepped out in the second half and we started to go toe to toe with Canada. They created more opportunities. They created more shot creating options or opportunities as well, because they had a lot more shots than us. We didn't create that. So I do believe that is a positive. The mere fact that in the second half we went toe to toe with Canada, realizing in the first half they had 65% possession, we had 35% possession. We kind of encamped in our own half a bit. But in the second half we came out and we tried to play the ball out. It was clear that we were trying to play the ball out. It was evident that we were trying to play the ball out. But as you know, that little team chemistry, that little link-up play, it kind of dimpled just a little bit. Now, the positive in that is this. What is going to happen when the quality of players gets better? What's going to happen with better quality and more top quality players doing these same actions over and over again? The results might differ. But I do see in this team that we lack a lot of quality, just some basic aspects of footballing. And that is what I said. That is a positive for me, because I'm looking at it as if we had some better quality players playing like this, playing a system like this, going toe-to-toe with Canada like that, I do believe that it will be vastly different in regards to for Canada to break us down, or even us creating more final or more shot-taking opportunities. Not saying goal scoring, but shot-taking where you can get off a shot. But goal scoring, big chances would be definitely a thing to say. Let me see. I have a lot more comments. Owen said they killed Brown and King. Yeah, King had a poor game. I can't say King had a poor game. If you'd realize that King in the second half kind of should in the central zone, right? If you're watching game, King kind of should in kind of step higher in the central zone. If you'd realize. Let me see something. I'm checking something, people. Alright, so guys, let me take a second. Let's take a second. We're gonna do some admin. People. So definitely we have over 40 persons watching, and I'm only seeing 20 likes. Is it possible? Just this time around, people, is it possible? I'm just asking for some likes. Is it possible for you guys to hit the like button? I would really appreciate it if you do so. It really helps the channel, people. I don't think a lot of people really understand the importance of the likes on the video. It shows that you guys like the content or not. If you guys don't like the content, if I have a video with 500 persons views and only 2 like, obviously no one likes the video. That's the reason why we always ask for like, because it shows that you persons who are watching the video like the video, and YouTube would have a stronger chance of recommending that video to someone else who would likely to like that video. So please do so, people, and hit the like button. Let's get back to the comment. Richard Stewart said, Zimini's, I need to see Zimini's birth paper. Him look 30. Yeah, man, he look like a full grown man, 17-year-old. John Paul said, up Gunner, I think it was cold for the boys yesterday, and it is even more colder today. Wow, that is Canada for you. Ray Baba said, what went wrong? Showing up JPL. Oof. People are attacking JPL now. You see funny? People are attacking JPL. When you remember what happened with Panama, right? Panama get five from USA. What did Panama do to us? With, I would say, one of the best team put on paper. One of the best team Jamaica ever put on paper and put on the pitch. We still pick up 5. Goes to show that when things are not, when you don't have a system in place or a structure in place, it's hard to achieve anything. It's really hard to achieve anything. Tennis Lou said people need to stop blaming the cold players were just not good enough, and whatever the conditions was, they would have lost. True. Well, they remember that Canada came to Jamaica, right, and drew with us. Charles Burma said, when will we get the cross figured out? It makes no sense. We still deal with issues from cross every single game. I do think that, alright, I do believe that goalkeepers has a responsibility for the 18-yard box. For me, my first time playing competitive football, outside of school, was a community league, and they call it Under 17. And I was a goalkeeper. That was the first thing. And when I was in goalkeeper training, I played goalkeeper, right back, centre back, central midfielder, right wing, and striker. I didn't play attacking midfield. That's possibly the only position I never played in competitive football. Only position. But I keep Under 17 for I think about 12 games I was a keeper for. Until they said, okay, one of the strikers got injured and they said, let's use your pace. Yeah. So, I do believe that Andre Blake has to take some of the responsibility for some of these goals that are scoring us. The back post goals that are scoring us, I do believe that Andre Blake needs to take some form of responsibility for those goals. How so? Now, as a goalkeeper, you need to command your box. I'm not saying that you should come and claim every time. I'm saying that you should be looking in front of you, also watching the ball. Keep your eye on the ball, eye on the play, specifically eye on the play, and look also support your defenders. Yes, the defenders has their role to be man marking and zonal marking. But as a goalkeeper, you also have to play the defensive role as well. Tell the defender, hey, pick up that man there. Whilst I look over the side there, I look on his player, goes and take a glimpse, I say, hey, King, pick up the man there. Mariapa, in free. And make them, when him tell them, he make them defender there, call players into the play for support. As we have seen it over and over, amount of goal score power on the back post. The amount of goal score power on the back post. Simple. Ensure now that you as a keeper said, okay, we have a problem with that. We have a aerial duel problem. We have a major aerial duel problem. So I could keep the back post. Front post, put a man on front post, put a man on back post. Then now everybody else tackle. If that is the case. Simple as that. Put a man on front post, put a man on back post. I don't know. Maybe we stop maybe they say that is old school. Maybe that is old school. But I do think that is something. So I do give Andre Blake a lot of beating for some of these goals that we're conceding. I do believe so. Andre Blake not commanding his defenders. Not command defenders. During the play, not only when the ball gone, you attack to defend them. During the play. I have a classmate, when me and him just played D-Cup under 16, D-Cup together. And in him, Alec Ear. That keeper, if he defended them, he's the most annoying keeper for the defenders them. Because him consistently I tell the defenders them, do this, do that, do this, do that. But at the end of the day, he's a very, very good keeper, and he helped the defender them when the game done. So my time, I think we played my last season at the Costa Cup, we played 8 games. We scored 26 goals in 8 games and conceded about 6 or 7. I need to fact check that, but I know for sure that we scored over 20 odd goals in the first round. Over 20 odd goals we scored in the first round. Alright, so let me Chuck Star said, I went to the game. The first problem I see now with the local base players that they need to build their bodies physically is not ready. All right, so we have someone who sees something on the ground. Owen said, let's see how these same guys do in Kingston versus Honduras. It was always going to be difficult versus Canada. I won't kill them for the result. Hey, one thing I can tell her, who wanna beat them? Well, not them, not the players specifically. More so Paul Hall. More so Paul Hall. When I tell her, man, who wanna beat them, man? I beat them bad. May I try widen the chat, people? Hope you guys are seeing a lot better now. All right, so let's run through some of the chat. Whoa, chat move fast, man. Chat runner. Okart said the local players aren't developing the past the schoolboy level. I think that's a systematical problem that is internal, that is Jamaica. We got to work night and day on that. Real Madrid FC, one time me say we can come back, because the man them did a bounce comfortable, but them not attack, them not make no run. True, they running behind. Not gonna say that has a little bit of the systematical problem. You can see them trying, but definitely it's not perfect. The JPL players might get a whoop a beating. Jamaican Guna said when the man them was said JPL are the best. We could have get 10 last night if I never for Blake and then misfiring. No. Me not think of Blake, I think of Blake. A Greg Lay. Jamaican Guna, check it back. Greg Lay make about 6 or 7 crucial blocks. And as you can say that is their responsibility as well. So if they weren't there to do that, why would we have them in a team? So that's how it is. It's just that we didn't get an opportunity. What happened to Damian Lowe and Andre Gray? So the information that I got about, no, I didn't get information about Andre Gray, but specifically Damian Lowe. I'm not sure if it's the same situation, but Damian Lowe arrived late in the night. So I'm not sure if that could be a factor in this. I'm really not sure, but that was what I was told. He arrived late the night. So I don't know what the situation, if they didn't travel together. I don't know why they didn't travel together. There's so much things to talk about in that aspect. I heard that Damian Lowe had to take a connected flight from US then to Canada. So I don't know what's the situation behind that. Real Madrid FC said, every time I watch Jamaica, me want ball. Let's go and watch Madrid. Chuckstar said it did wicked out there for true. You have to just go and watch Madrid, man, because Madrid are going good no. Off the pitch work need to be done. Ray Baba said similar treatment for the under 20s. Down a Riverton for speed and in party. Ray Madrid said Marshall look like him not play ball for years. Yeah, he look roxy. Let me say he looks so roxy. He looks so. We know Alex Marshall has a good look talent. He looks so. Mark Chambers said, from Paul Hall take charge of the team, we try to play football, and that's what I want to see from our team. True, I agree with that. As I said, it's important that we go out there and try to do something. Remember, the problem is, what if we sit back and concede 6? So I defend the game and still concede 6. That would make no sense. That would make no sense. There's nothing to learn from that. Like right now, so for example, we play open football in the second half. The first half, we sit back, we try to defend, them encamp in our own half, and then dominate the game. So, guess what happened now? We struggle. Really, really struggle. In the second half, we come out a little bit more expansive. We try to play football. You can clearly see that we try to play some football. We try to get involved. We try to do something. So, I do think that in that aspect, you have to take that as a positive. Because if we had sit back and just concede the same 4 goals, there is nothing to learn from that. Now when we open the game and try to play some football, you can see where we lack, like the transition. You can see that the final passes. You can see that the positioning of the players were poor. You can identify these issues now. But if we were sitting back and trying to defend the entire game, there's nothing to analyze in that. More than we camp in our own half, I try to defend and still concede some goal. Which means we cannot defend, which means we cannot attack, which means we don't know how to play nothing at all. We don't know what we're doing. We cannot consistently play. If look at how Canada play expansive. Most of the teams who play football, 98% of the teams who are champion teams in the world plays expansive football. They try to dominate the ball. They try to progress the ball in the final third of the opposition, the opposite team. And that is how you get the results. Charles Brahma said, Bygrave is the leading goal scorer in JPL. Didn't see a thing from me yesterday. Alright, I won't pick up for Bygrave. But one thing I do know, what I realized from Bygrave, he worked extremely hard yesterday. He was tracking the entire game. He worked extremely hard. Now, remember, we couldn't see much of him if he didn't get any ball in good opportunities. He didn't get no opportunity was presented to him. It's not that I'm picking up for Bygrave. But if we should be honest, no opportunity was presented to him. We didn't utilize any in the final passes. There wasn't any of that. Then he said, you know what I'm gonna do, people? I'm gonna shut up the calling number. So you guys can call in as well. So I'm gonna move the comment. So that's the call number, people. You can call in and join the discussion. So Tenny said if Panama was sticking, we would have gotten more than 4. If you notice, Canada even slowed down in the second half. It was embarrassing. No, but remember, I would say Canada slowed down, yes, but you also have to bear in mind that we started to come out just a little bit. A lot of people would say that because Canada stopped press, they would say all these type of things. But honestly, I do think that we started to look a little bit more better in the second half, and that is something that we have to look at. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of factors. It's not. You know, the thing is, people, I'm being honest. The situation is this. Most of us, in our mind, football is so simple. Football is not as simple as what we believe. Building a team is not as simple as what we believe. Achieving the result is not as easy as what we believe. It's not as simple as just put some players together and they can just go out there and perform. It's not like that. It is nothing like that. Nothing at all like that. Alright, so we have somebody calling in. Morning, caller.
Good morning.
You have to turn the noise in the background, yeah?
Hello, good morning. Speak to Military Guna.
Yes, man, this is Military Guna. You're live on the show now.
Military Guna, this is Mr. Yui, Karumi Yui.
Oh, Karum. Oh, go on.
By the first time. We need to meet one of these days, you know.
Wait, Karum, which part you work?
I work at one place that we test everything that come in the island that goes, you know.
Oh.
Bureau standard.
Oh, okay, alright. So, yeah, alright. Me go be at the JPL match. Me go try be at the JPL match tonight. What time you come off work? You can't make it?
No, me have some little personal situation to deal with.
Alright, no problem.
You know, I call you about. Football is about balance, you know. In attack and in defense. And you can't have more than the other, you know. What happened to Anthony Grant?
That's a very, very good question. And I'm supposed to do I had a dialogue with him the other day, but specifically he didn't say anything to me in regards to the omission. We just talk about like what's happened at Scunthorpe, his recent performances and stuff, but it was anything about omission. Regarding the omission, I think there's only speculations, so I don't know. I really don't know.
Hear this question. You know that gentleman sacrificed his career for Jamaica.
I know that.
End up causing to lose his job at his club,
Swindon Town.
And to go to a club named Scope or them on
Scunthorpe.
the worst team in life. Right? I don't think think they maybe draw one and so forth since in the game. But I'm talking about the fact that this gentleman sacrificed himself, and this is how we pay him back.
Yeah.
Right? And when you look at his game when he's playing for the national team, you know, as long as he's on the, you know, we don't lose a game. As long as he's on the field, his presence on the field, we don't lose a game since he's been playing on the field of play, you know. That is a big stats, you know. You understand what I look at the game yesterday, take away the condition that we were playing in, and some of these players are playing in this for the first time. But there are things that you look at. The first goal, the defensive midfielder were nowhere to be found. When the ball, when Oile play across the ball to the top of the 18, nowhere to be found. You can't be playing football and you don't have somebody going to kick somebody in the middle of the park. Right? It's reality.
Yeah.
Not kick that you're kicking up, but maybe you have to have somebody that is. Yeah. Devon Williams is a nice guy and he played nice. Too nice.
Too nice.
Football is not. Yeah, man, too nice. You can't play football too nice. You understand? And Ravelman is Ravelman. I'm going to try to get the attack going forward, but in terms of a defensive presence, if you put the two of them in one body, then don't make a defensive presence.
No, true. I agree with that.
And you're playing away. You know. You're not playing at home where at least you know the condition that you're playing. You're playing away. And that is where I think we miss the beat. You understand? We have this thing in Jamaica that if you're over 30, you're too old for football. We need to understand if the gentleman is taking care of himself physically, he can be better than some players that are 20, 19. You understand? Is what you need him to do and the role that he's going to play. He's not playing centre forward or playing down the flank. He's protecting the back of the team. You understand? I'm a player that is playing in front of him. So I was so curious why, and then the next question, we bring Stewart in the team and we don't see him back for this game. And we take out somebody that would pay him weight to play for Jamaica even when there is nothing on the line.
Yeah.
I question that, you know. We take out a gentleman that will tell us a year you want me to come? Don't worry about the ticket. I will be there. Just tell me what time I should be there.
Just put on your jersey, I'm ready.
Be ready.
Yeah.
That is a commitment. That's why I tell you that it's a players, when you're talking about commitment,
people understand.
There's a single thing that you can put out in it. That gentleman from day one tell you, say, be ready. Be on standby. Even up to this point, the gentleman up to the time.
Still upon standby.
Come on. And this is all we appreciate that we give him.
I do find that very, very concerning. Let me tell you why I find it concerning. You see, if that is how we repay people that is loyal to us, and you don't, all right, so there has to be, I think there has to be something else in it. I believe that there has to be something else in it. You know the reason why I'm saying that? Because if you should look at the entirety of the World Cup Qualifiers campaign, whenever he's here on the pitch, the result is good. The result is in our favor. So I do believe that there's something in it, and I do think that the JFF know of the sacrifice, but I don't know what happened. But there's something behind the scene that has to do with the omission of Anthony Grant. Remember, the coach the coach will say it's his decision now. Because
but at the end of the day, it always going to is the easiest thing for to say is decision. But in terms of performance and playing, the game that we the last round of qualification, that when Paula was appointed, his comment was that he is going a different direction to the previous, not the previous, but previous previous situation. He was going in a more fluid, playing from the back. Hey, military. I don't like people talk too sweet, you know. I don't like sweet mouth people.
Yeah, Arteta.
Yeah, man. You know, he might start get little rough. I mean, you, there is no team that play without somebody that protecting you.
Yeah, all right, so that's a good point. When anyone in football, all of the successful teams in football always have the spine. Yeah, the team.
If you don't have a spine, you can't stand up.
Yeah, exactly. So in anything we do, there has to be a spine. Spine brings the balance. Spine brings the rigidness. Spine brings the understanding. So the body, spine, your backbone, that's your spine. Now, it keep you up. You have your balance. It make you can move from point A to point B. The problem that I'm having is this. In every successful team, you have the spine of the team. The spine of the team consists of this. The goalkeeper, your best goalkeeper.
But I never know you know that one, man.
Your best centre back. Your best CDM. And your best striker.
Yeah.
That is a spine of your team.
So you use that analogy and put in the team yesterday.
Alright, I'm going to put in the team yesterday. If we should look at the Jamaican defense, our best goalkeeper in the goal, fine. Our best centre back was not there. I would say, i.e., Ethan Pinnock. Our best CDM, our best holding, who's going to screen the defense. Because, the defenders can be so good. But me tell you that once they're exposed, one ball in between the channel, and they're not as fast as the ball. And 90% of the defenders are not as fast as the strikers or the wingers. 90%. So the ball and the speed are going to do all their work. So no matter how good you are individually or good you are in tackling, you won't be able to catch man and ball if the ball play in a channel. So, the importance of the CDM is not just there to tackle, Important, not just tackle. The CDM responsibility is to screen the back four. When
they bring balance.
Yes.
You see that balance where you receive that ball from your center half and you link it to midfield to attack. And I'd rather say yesterday, so if I have a Grant and a Devon Williams and a Ravel Morrison as the three in the middle and allow those two to play like 2 number 8 and me as a 6. Me have better fluidity in the middle of the park. Right? So there's a lot we need to get this. You say we have to get the thing right. And you say if we're dealing with personality and we're still going to go back around in circles.
100%.
Right? The gentleman who play for Canada, I'm nearly 40, and me see him play in a critical game. That is, when them long time captain and him come on yesterday.
Yeah, he come on a lot of stages to come close off the game.
Right? And Tiba Utterson, yeah, man, if I remember the name, the man, is a maestro at 38, 39. And me see him playing a game where the game is so intense. So we need to get out of this mainframe of this. When I'm too old, no, him can't. No, you must identify if this gentleman can do what
exactly.
the team asks for.
So what you say now, I appreciate that. When I say, even if you're saying too old, look what he offers. Look what he offers. If him old, him legs them done, and him can't turn, him can't pass, yes, you can move him on.
Number 2 was the oldest man in the team, 98. No, Peter Cargill.
Cargill, yeah.
Give me one midfielder now presently that play in Jamaica, JPL, that can bring the tempo of the game up or bring it back down.
No, but remember, I say, Tapa Whitmore saying one man from him watch football until now and say represent play like Peter Cargill now. And who? Anthony Grant. I eat Paul up top of that time mouth. You say remind him of Peter Cargill.
Me have a next question. I'm not can I worm,
No man. Can I worm you half a whoop, I close the part. Hold on. We get on super chat. British Gunners Bloomfield. Big up, bro. Thanks for showing the super chat. Really appreciate that. Yeah, what's the
next question I want to ask you. I can remember when the previous Coach Theodore Whitmore, was asking for help and assistance, right? Paul Hall was one of the names that mentioned to come in as to be his assistant. They may employ him as his assistant to assist the team. What was that role about? Because it never worked out.
Assist the team?
Yeah.
I think,
Coach Theodore Whitmore were asking that he need more people to assist in terms of the team.
All right. So
another physical trainer, another equipment.
No, them get them something, man. Them get them something.
Yeah, man. What I'm saying
with the Paul Hall aspect.
Yeah.
The Paul Hall aspect to me, still no. Let me tell you the truth, From mine, alright. So me like Karum, what me like for do? Put 1 + 1 and try to get 2 tight. That me try like for do. If you look into the Paul Hall appointment, from what I've seen, it would have definitely looked as if this takeover role was already in light. It was already in frame of happening. So when the World Cup qualifiers campaign maybe came to an end, maybe they had it that Tapper Whitmore would have finished the World Cup qualifier campaign.
Yeah, but the question I'm still asking,
why Roland complain?
Who asked for assistant?
Coach? The coach of your seat.
Yeah. So I remember the article when him asked that he need more people to come and assist. You understand? And he present a plan in terms of the assistant that he needed and so forth. And I think that with the appointment of Paul Hall, we would have better balance in terms of better communication with the overseas-based players and a better understanding in how we want to go forward with the team. But that was not the case. It seemed like there were internal issues between both parties.
Yes, there were, and it's evident. Then remember saying and even when I watch match day, I think the pushback was more so on the current head coach at that point in time, because if you would watch, if you would look at some of the games that I saw, you can see that he was quite ignorant towards the coach when he coached, when the assistant would have brought something to his attention, and you see that he wasn't really pleased each time the assistant would have come to him. So that was quite evident. From what we've seen, and based off report who sat people who went to the match. I think the match in USA, people who sat behind the team could have heard verbal disagreement clearly between both coach and assistant. So since then you can see that something was brewing.
Mr. Military Guna, why may I tell you? When we look at the 2007 Gold Cup squad and look at the Canadian Gold Cup, I just looking at it this morning, just curiosity just come to work, and I don't know why that just dip on my mind. I'm just looking at the two squads and looking at the personnel number the Canadian players have and so forth. The only thing mostly changing is them bringing Buckingham, what him want name, the youngster.
Lauren.
Yeah. But in terms of, it's just the coach is the main changes in the whole setup. And so what we did 98 in terms of where we started, and we get the best mover in FIFA and so forth, in CONCACAF and so forth, in the FIFA ranking. It's a similar pathway they did. They get the best started their campaign at 70 and them get the best mover and so forth, and them get that award, and it's a progression. My concern now going forward is, what is the plan? What is going to be the plan going forward? Because it's all bitterness in all of us right now in terms of what should have been and what could have been. But I'm saying that we need to be honest. And how I should they deal with Anthony Grant as a player, it does leave me with bitterness in my mouth, because this gentleman move from one place to the next. It's like I'm being rich and you end up for me to being poor. right? And what is the end result of it? I'm just being there. I play X amount of games for the national team, and all of those games that I've been on the field, we don't lose. So something speak volume for that.
But then tell us something behind the scene, man. You can't just normal. So something must involve in that, man. Something must involve in that.
So for me personally, we need to get it right. We need to get it right because until that, we're going to keep going around in circles, right? I honor the players that went and play yesterday, but there's more than just going on the field and playing. We have to get the house in order. If we don't get the house in order, we're going to have in this question 2026 again, right? And it starts from the youths. We need to get the youth them playing back and having fun and developing the right way. We can't have development competition playing, and when you look at competition, it's a win at all costs. You understand?
Yeah.
We have to change that mentality. And the big thing, the next thing that affecting us, when I listen to some of the program them in with some of the hosts, bringing the guests on and so forth, made it do this, made it do that, made it bring that person here, made it get that person here passport. If you understand what I'm saying?
For me, I think that is too much. That's too confusing, and that's too much parties being involved. That is the reason. What I like to do, Karum, is like certain things I don't even need to entertain that discussion. I don't really need to entertain that discussion. For me personally, Karum, I'm about the football.
Yeah, you're lit the nail on the head.
The football is the most important thing.
Yeah.
In a sense, we try what force. Alright, so let me show you something, Karum. Let me tell you, use as example. Let's use that game we played last night versus the game we played against Panama, right? The Panama game we lost 3-0. On the paper, on the Panama game, if you look at that squad had every player, or even most of the players that most Reggae Boy fans have been calling for, that these guys should play for us, right? The Antonios, the Kemar Roof, all of these guys were there. And we did not have a good outing. We had a very, very poor outing. Many people might say it's because of the coach.
Yeah, but the question, I lose hope after that game, you know. You know why I lose hope, and I will stick a finger to the coach Pollard for that. Reason being, the head coach left with the group to go to Mexico. I leave the assistant coach with the rest of players that have been here training. Communication must be between both parties. How them look, how them deal with the weather, what them condition. They are able to start, or we have to bring them from the bench. That those questions need to be heard from the assistant coach or the physical trainer on the ground. Right? Already are these players, and in terms of the players that returning, what mix we can get between both those players and the players that returning, that we can get a balanced team out there. Right? It was an embarrassment, you know. It was an embarrassment, you know.
Very
that
much
game. So. Yep. So that is where I started. There must be some issue, because there is no way we could send a team out and then after we hearing about why the time was so hot. So, but what about the coach that was on the ground that he was preparing the group, supposed to identify, say, we can't start all of these players in this game, you know. We maybe have to bring some from the bench, and then we bring and start some based on their condition in terms of the weather. So There's a lot of things, and everything come back down to honesty. And as I said before, the most important to you and is the most important to me, football, and that is not winning.
Yeah, that is
you understand?
true.
That is not winning. What I'm seeing is me doing, or you do, and what about the team? What about the diaspora in terms of the people that support the team and the group? We need to get back to basic. Until we do that, I'm telling the military, when you look at the JPL, the Premier League, we have talent. But collectively, it don't look good.
It don't look good. And
you can see some individual, and you say, yes, it can go somewhere if you get a little more understanding. But in terms of a team,
I already know.
No, you watch the Premier League and you say, it's our league, we have to support it. But at the same time, within supporting it, if it's not going to the direction that it's supposed to be going, it leave a bit of taste in your mouth.
But in recent time, and I have to say in recent time, it has improved. It has improved, and I do think that there's more improvement coming. I honestly believe that there's more improvement coming. And because eyes are now on the JPL, so I do think that more improvement is coming, and we'll see. I do think it won't happen now. It will not happen now.
There's a progression. That is what we need. That is what we need. Continue improvement. And as the gentleman said, Christopher Williams, knowing that the whole the curfew and so forth kind of ease, we're supposed to see some more
Monday night football and something.
Monday night game and jersey be selling and marketing and so forth. But also on the field of play, the coaches, as coaches, them need to be accountable that we can, because remember in the military, football is entertainment,
100%.
And you need to go out to be entertained. It's not just about the two teams must go 10 and 9 go, but I mean
quality football.
Quality, and in not every game you're going to get that. I'm not speaking about what there are certain basic things. You need to see that you as an individual say, yes, some basic improvement. So keep doing what you're doing and keep promoting the game, and
yeah, man.
We're still an Arsenal fan,
And sir, me go connect with Manning's man, me connect with Talawa and see if we can do an Arsenal show. We need to do an Arsenal show for the Jamaicans, because we have so much Jamaicans in our country, but we don't have a specific show for Jamaicans, right? So we have the Jamaicans have to watch show them overseas. So I think I can.
That's a good idea.
I think we need. Me try work up something like that. I was trying to do it, but I think I need to start it back. But so
man, we need to market to a club, man. You understand?
Yeah.
So keep doing the good job. You understand? So
I keep
listening.
Bless up, man. All right, thanks, All right, people. So we had a inept conversation there with Coach Karoom, and most of you guys already in the comment section would have known Coach Karoom is a very, very stringent reader and has a very, very good eye for the game as well. Intelligent and well put together man and coach of the game of football. So Rupert Banton said, I'm Mr. Guna. Paul Hall must go. This job is way bigger than him. Our guys are flat-footed ball watching. They need to use their head more. True. But what will you institute or constitute as the job is bigger than him? What will you use? What can you apply to that? Giving Gavin Ebanks Jamaican Rail Tour. Hope they recover from the cold for the next match. We eat tropical food that allows us to be good in the heat. We can't manage that cold if we not eating food for the cold. Wow, I never looked at it that way before. I never looked at it that way before. Lloyd O'Connor said Grant wasn't called coach decision. When All was asking about the omission, he said Grant was not totally out of the squad, but he did not fit the squad for this window. Okay, so that definitely. Big up Willow Records. Go on.
Yes, Mr. Gouda, that's why I'm coming on. Not much, First of all, I have to say, boy, big up the guy. And thanks to what you do and to what you're doing, trust me, I can't get enough, brother. I come like me still want more.
Yeah, blessings, man.
From
Blessings, man. Respect that, man. Me I tell you, really respect that.
Yeah, man. But back to the game yesterday. You see, I don't man. Why I don't know I'm to some of our people. Them not that thing really, no, because me and a man I say, get rid of Paul. Get rid of our Paul. Paul now have nothing to do with this game yesterday, no, brother. They have to understand, say, most of these guys, they were leave out of Jamaica before, them youngsters. And the first of their life, they were cool, so.
That is true.
I was at the game yesterday. And 3 winter jacket me have on. 2 socks and big gloves. Oh, you expect these men the first of them life they were cool, so how they gonna play? and number 2, they feel wet. If you notice every time.
Yeah.
Baller pass the ball to one of our baller. The ball not coming on to him. Canadian just run and take it from them. You know why? Because the ball stopping, the ball not coming on.
Okay.
If this was a harder, I was at the game, you know.
Yeah.
If this was a harder turf, trust me, me not say Jamaica wouldn't last, but the outcome would be different. You'd have seen more Ravel and speed in the middle, and more talk about Grant. Grant great. Me think Grant should have in at the team, but if Grant is even there yesterday, it wouldn't be no difference. The ball not coming on. You can't blame Paul Hall. We have to just work with Paul Hall and just keep the thing going same way, because trust me, we don't see the little improvement that the few look game Paul Hall.
Me glad say highlight, sir. 2 things me glad say highlight. That you were at the game and the fact that you observed that from the pitch, because I was watching and the pitch looked bad to me now. Me don't know if me see some chop in the hole and me wonder if that are the quality. Because me don't know, probably at the view me I get up, maybe the television me I watch, but the pitch was quite poor to me.
The pitch is good, brother. The pitch bumpy and it wet spot and the ball now come on, because I say when the two pass, the ball them not did it. So the ball has them have to work extra hard to reach it to it. You cannot match up to Canadian with that, because remember these guys born and grow in this weather, you know. These guys can't go there without shirt on, you know, and a feeling, you know. You can't do that yard, man.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we look into them little thing there too, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I tell you, me not see nothing wrong with the team, brother. Me just think say if it was a tougher turf, you would, with Paul Hall system and the way him going, I think it would be much better with the team. Because you see, Paul, you know, youth is a very good youth when we take session in the team too.
Who that?
You see, I don't know his name, but in the number 5, who want to come on late, the number 5, he will play on the outside, right?
The right back?
Yeah, right back.
Zimenez.
That boy can play ball.
You know how old he is?
No.
17 years old.
That boy can play ball, you know, good.
Well, watch reviews and people like him all 2. 2?
Oh, they figure that brother 2. You know, so beautiful the man playing, come on.
Yeah, first cross out making a game as Zimenez put in a box.
You see, every time him get the ball and him down the right back, the man intent is to go upfield and keep on feeding the ball upfield, but the ball now come on. By the time them forget to it, the ball stuck. Can you then run and take it away? He was so attacking. You see what I say? He was so attacking.
Yeah, man. He's that type of player. He's a very good right back, you know. But people, yeah, man. But as me telling, there was another 19-year-old on the bench, you know, Pierce, you know. But this is his first time under these type of conditions, playing football under these conditions at 17 years old, you know. So me understand most of the players, like basically about 50% of the squad, this is their first time playing under these type of conditions. You can say that they could have learned, they could have attempt a little bit more, but in football, it will not be perfect every time. But what I do like what I saw was that the fact that they tried, they went out there, they tried, and they tried to apply themselves. They tried to apply themselves to get the best results. So I like that. I like that aspect. But for me, I saw we got schooled, but we got schooled by a really, really good team. We got schooled by a team who is actually way ahead of us. We got schooled by a team who utilizes their home advantage in regards to the pitch, the weather condition. That is how we got schooled. It was definitely a good beating we got from a team who is smart, who is advanced in what they are doing, and who knows how to approach this specific game. So we got fairly beaten. We cannot find any excuse. We cannot blame just players alone. We cannot blame coach alone. We have to blame the entirety. We have to blame the entirety of the campaign that we weren't good enough to compete at that level. Not just the players not good enough, not just the coach not good enough, but the entire footballing system is not good enough to compete at that level.
Right level. You see the last two qualified games we play, how we look, we are about 80% of the ball. See? The only team in the world we have played that kind of ball right now, brother, is Argentina, man. If you are watching, man, it's only Argentina. Yo, you see this campaign, we should take it flying. We should take this campaign flying. It's just true, it never ready from the get-go. Right now, if you look on it, all of the team, them are built. It just Canada have the most standout right now.
Yeah, because them pass the building phase. Them pass the building phase already.
Right. All the little one them call Mexico now, them are built. Them not a good team, them easy to beat.
The thing is that even though Mexico are built, them still have some foundation players. As Mina talked about a while ago, the spine. Them still have the spine. They still have the spine of the team. So certain foundation players are in there. Hector and these men are still there to guide the younger players who are coming in the building phase. With us now, we don't have that. Even if we have that, we don't have the quality players to guide these young players. Because, when you look at Tarek Zimenez, who is 17 years old, who is going to teach Tarek Zimenez the intricacies of a right back? Is it Alvas Powell? Is it O'Neal Fisher? And is it Javier Brown? We cannot have these three players looking for Tarek Zimenez to understudy or to monitor Tarek Zimenez. Tarek Zimenez potential, is way supersede these older players. So we want players at that level. I'm talking about players who probably has the sky, what we call it now, the ceiling level of Tarek Zimenez, who's playing at that level. So for example, if we had a Walker Peters, somebody at that level, these guys are playing at a high level for a Tarek Zimenez to understudy, so he'd master his craft, not just I'm not just playing football for playing football's sake. I'm talking about mastering his craft. So for example now, let's look at a Richard King. It would be very intelligent of us or of the administration to ensure that Richard King understudies from Ethan Pinnock. That would be the best thing for Jamaican football, for Richard King to understudy Ethan Pinnock. Now, if we want central defensive midfielders, we have two central defensive midfielders in the league. We have a Marlon Martin and a Fabian McCarthy. Not saying that they are the best. But imagine you having these two guys understudy, because they are young, understudying from an Anthony Grant or a Kevin Stewart.
That's so much better.
So we have that level of continuities. So we don't have to wait on these guys when they're not and then when they're not available, trying to get some games in. So it's much more easier for us to find some players who not at that level yet, but they're understudying players of that level, or they're close to the level. More so, I run up and down and try to find players every campaign, everywhere.
Every campaign, everywhere.
So look at now, we have like the attacking lineup. We have a good structure for the attacking lineup. We have a lot of players who are coming in. So we have Mikel Antonio leading the line. Right behind Mikel Antonio, we have Shamar Nicholson, who is 24. Next 4 years, my 28 in prime, possibly a Premier League. Good. We have Leon Bailey over on the wing. And in line with that, we still can draw for Kaim Paris. So we still have that filtering system, who is at that level as well. Then over on the next side, we still can get better players. We still have players looking at the Jamal Lowe. We still have a few more players. Then now a player like Daniel Green, who is 20, 21, who's young, who's still young, can understudy from these players and actually master his craft. So in the same time, we still attracting better players. We're still keeping our better players, and the young players, even young players in our JPL, are understudying those better players. So we have a level of continuity in the system. So we have our recruiting system going out same way. We still have our players, our better players in the squad, and then we have some of the JPL players understudying and trying to reach at that level, or even bypassing that level. So that is how I'm looking at football. I can be here speaking bad nonsense, but that is how I look at it. I can be wrong.
Yeah, man, you're right, man. You see, and one of the things too where we notice certain people in the comment that talk, they must say, okay, to play for Jamaica, you have to play the EPL and all them things there. Which them not understand this thing. Because they must know, say, you as a coach, or you are the administration, you could also drive through the community and see some youth in the street as a play like a skimmage goal. And you see a youth and you say, whoa, that youth, goodie, man. You can't draw for that youth. Him never wear a jersey in his life. Him that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the thing we look for, because we have only political youth now all about that Jamaica play like a skimmage ball and skimmage ball. You don't have to go to the Premier League or look player only. You have to find youth who can play a ball. Them not have to play no Premier. Maybe them have their certificate and go put on a foot.
No, the problem is that, you know, let me tell you, because I have seen situations like that, you know. The problem is this, you know. You see, these young players also have a responsibility to find themselves and go out 1 and 2 trials to make themselves known. Because, you know, the truth is that, you know, unless one coach probably go watch a corner league and see one ball and say, no man, me need to chat to the ball here. You know, unless a situation like that. Other than that, most of the time these coaches are focused on sorting out their own aspect, and most of the JPL clubs them don't really have a scouting network. They just watch all the local schoolboy football program and just grab up the best set of talents that they can. And then they recycle the same set of players them that have been playing over the years. So you don't really see many new faces or many new talents. So you barely see that. So, and these are some of the stuff we struggle with. But anyways, thanks, you know, Willow, for calling here.
Yes, brother.
Massive respect, man. All right, blessings. All right, people, some run through some more comments. Comments are gone mad. So we, once again, British Bloomfield, British Gunners Bloomfield, big up for the super chat. Andrew Downey, big up. Happy birthday to Michael Antonio. Michael Antonio is at 32 today. Wow. Jeremy Lynch, big up. Big up Jeremy Lynch. And no problem with G. Me just name one of them, but 12 teams too much for a small company. For a small country. You think 12 is too much? Ooh, 12 teams. 12 teams for the Premier League. And weren't they thinking about increasing it, Jeremy Lynch? Them not thinking about increase it. Could I swear them not thinking about increase it? Alright. Jeremy Lynch said JPL have too much teams. It should be 10 teams maximum. The ballers them spread out over 12 teams, and that's the big problem. So you now have enough inside of the top teams them. But really and truly now, you're always going to find some team like in the top 4, top 3 who always have the better set of players them. Always are going to have a better set of players them. Roland, Lloyd O'Connor said the caller made some really good points. Sid Ducky said, what is food for the cold? Good question. Warren Webster, big up. There was 6 players in the Canadian squad with Jamaican heritage. Other teams take advantage of our skill set except Jamaica. The players selected was just not good enough. I see what you're saying. Ishmael King said, Jamie, what makes the EPL quality? Chuck Star said, no lie about that. The pitch, the terrible Canada had advantage. Funds, Jeremy Lynch said funds. Yeah, major problem. Donovan Moet said military, that can't be an excuse to lose a game because every region has its advantage in terms of weather condition. We never utilize ours. Obviously, people come out beat we. we never utilize our. Ishmael King said, what would our league be like if we had half of our league filled with quality foreign players? The league intensity must go up. Alright, so we have a lot of players coming out from other Caribbean countries. Going to start to be introduced into the local league. So we have another caller. Big up caller. You have got to turn on the nice in the background now.
Blessings, military, blessings.
Turn on the light nice in the background here.
Hold on a little bit. Yeah, so I have a couple of questions to ask you. I watched that match yesterday with Canada, and that was really a disaster.
You watch it live?
Yeah, I watch it live.
Alright. What's your take on the game?
Repeat that?
What is your take on the game from what you have seen?
Yeah, well, like I said, that was a disaster. It was very embarrassing for me as a Jamaican to see the team out there. And I noticed the last match that they played, El Salvador, a lot of people was coming on and heaping praises on the team. But that was El Salvador, this is Canada. Now, I want to ask you a question. Can you name me one coach in the JPL in Jamaica that can get a job at even the lowest league in England?
I think we only have one coach in Jamaica right now.
Okay.
And he's not Jamaican.
You ever hear your parents say you have to learn to dance a yard before you can dance abroad?
100%.
Okay. There's not one coach in Jamaica that can go anywhere overseas and coach. So how you expect them to teach?
Number one. There's one man. There's one. Mount Pleasant coach. What he does. He has a pro license.
Okay, one.
Yeah.
But
he's not Jamaican though.
How many teams you have in the JPL?
Huh?
How many teams you have in the JPL?
12 teams.
Okay. So that's 1 out of 12.
Yeah.
The rest of coach are no good. And they are the one who is preparing the team, the boys from that early age. This is like you going to school from basic school and you come through the ranks until you get to college. So you could look at it that way. We need quality coach in Jamaica to start from the basic up. That when you come to the national program, you already know how to play football. You already know what you're doing. Just like in education, you go to school and you learn the basics right up to college. The coaches, we need better coaches in Jamaica. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. 100%.
If you don't have the coaches to do the job, we're always going to end up with this kind of disaster and fiasco.
Coaching education is a big factor.
So, they have to do something about that. I believe that is where, with all of the problem we have, if they don't do that, if they don't fix that problem, right on through the years, we're going to be frustrated and getting angry and cursing the coach and cursing the JFF and all of that. They have to put program in place to get good coaches. Send them overseas to learn how to coach or something.
I'll bring some professional coach come here who are them, who has their coaching license to actually to teach.
If they don't fix that problem military, we will always be frustrated and angry.
Agree.
You understand?
I agree.
That is my take. Maybe some of your listeners can expand on that, but that is my take on the whole issue.
Thank you for that take, and that's a very, very good take. I agree with that 100%. 100%. But thanks for calling, Silna. Thanks for calling. I address something, you know. So thanks for calling. All right, so the caller brought in a very, very good point. And let me tell you this. There's a coaching course going on right now. Most of the coaches on the coaching course are coaching at let's say high school level, schoolboy football level, and even Premier League level. Like the assistant coach, they didn't do. I think they're doing like some D license coach or anything like that. What we're having problems with is now that from the primary school level, coach until most schools until like college level, even high schools. Some of the coaches that are coaching are not professional coaches. They didn't even went to school for coaching. They just know football and said that, okay, I'm going to coach a team. So, as I said, I did an interview with Mr. Speed covering the coaching aspect. And he did say that they are working on getting every single coach in Jamaica. Once you are coaching, you could be coaching to cricket or dance. You can coach to train dog off a sit. You have to get your certification in that. You have to do a coaching course in that. So if it's primary school, if it's even basic school, you have to do your coaching certificate, your coaching badge in that. And I do think that is a very, very good how would I put it now? That's a very good idea. Word came to mind, just run away. Anyways, lost my chain of thought. Yeah, so that I do believe that is one of the best initiative. Yes, initiative. Ha! Initiative. Cheese! Che! Anyways. So Germalins dropped some really good points in the comment section. So the country not have the funds. I agree. They have the funds to fund the wrong things them in the country. Rupert Banton said, honestly, I don't see a win in Mr. Paul Hall. We need to stop blaming conditions. In Jamaica, we play in wet conditions and bumpy pitches. Excuses. I believe Tapa would have, Jesus, please, would have gotten another win. Wow. I don't know. I can't read the time. But from what I've seen from Tapa, he probably had a smile now. But from what I've seen from Tapa, I'm not convinced that the footballing program can go any further with Tapa. It's stuck. It's stuck in a limbo. It's stuck in a limbo. We play against the small side them, we'll beat them up. Then what? There's no improvement, no growth. It's like you're working for a company that they want to promote you, but they're not promoting you. They want to promote you, but they're telling you everything that they're going to promote you. And you're there for 10 years. And within the first 5 years, you work hard as a normal person, in normal job capacity. But for the next 5 years, the manager keep on saying you're going to be promoted, you're going to be a supervisor, you're going to be the next supervisor. But guess what? You're still not getting the supervisor role. You're just going to be. But for the next 5 years, you just... So there's no improvement. Ishmael King said that funding, bro, is right fund. Fund the league and everything change. Yeah, you put the money as well. The JPL kind of different now. We have different persons running JPL. So I do think that if funds go into the JPL, it will be used accordingly. Now the problem is, if it should go to JFF hands, that is where the problem might come in. Because I think that is where the issue is. I think that is where the major issue is. A lot of people don't have the trust in JPL. So that is where the major issue is. People, if you're here watching the program, before I do anything again, if you're here watching the program, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. If you're here for the first time, do also smash that subscribe button. Our views might be varies, but it doesn't mean that we're wrong. Football is an objective sport. You think about it objectively, you approach it objectively, you play it objectively, i.e. every coach has their own philosophy. Does it mean one is wrong or one is right? I.e. every player plays a particular way. Does it mean that he's not good or does it mean that the next player is better because they play different? So that's football. It's an objective sport, and that is what brings that fun in football. It gives you an insight. It gives everyone the opportunity to express what they think or what they feel. The ideology of football is to enjoy the sport. The ideology of football is to also have your own take on what you see, what you believe should have happened, and what you believe didn't happen. That is football. So it does not mean that what I'm saying here is wrong, or it does not mean that what you're saying is wrong. We can come to a conclusion that we are all right, and also there's just gray and shady areas that needs to be cleaned out. But that is football. That is the reason I said it's an objective sport. Let's run through some of the comments. Donovan Moy said, what is he talking about? I'm not sure. Talking about somebody else. Whoa. Javi King said initiative. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fight a while ago. M10 said, which foreign coach, Bibi, Liam Bailey, and all others who leave the country and did well overseas, what a disrespect to some of the local coaches was coach these players. No, I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying. But remember now, if we had more, you have supernatural talents, players who are just naturally talented. You can coach them, but from the moment they control a bar or kick a ball, you identify that this player is special. This player is special. Now, we're not saying that the coaches are not well educated in coaching. And that is a fact. Because just check their coaching license. Check their coaching license. I'm not saying that these coaches cannot beat coaches who are better licensed, but it's a fact that they are under-educated in the coaching aspect. There's a lot more that is there for them to learn, for them to reach at that level. So, point one, you are going to have players like Bibi. You are going to have players like Leon Bailey. Look at it. Richard King has been playing at Cavaliers for a long time now. His coach is Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed has a CONCACAF B license. Richard King is a very, very talented player. He's a very, very talented player. Kaheem Paris as well. He was at Cavaliers, coach under Mr. Speed. These guys are very talented players. So it's not a matter of disrespecting the coach. But look at it. Even Mr. Speed himself told me on my program that the first coaching A license pop-up, he's going to be the first on it. Because he wants to improve. He wants to get better. He sees it that he's still... If he knew everything, he wouldn't want to go on a license course. If he already have all of that lack, he wouldn't want to do it. It would make no sense. But because he knows that he needs to improve, he knows that he needs to get better, he's eager to go on the coaching A license course to get better. So can you imagine when he's on the A license course, you might see him a lot more players like King, a lot more players like Paris coming out of his own facility, his own club. Because he has now risen his knowledge a bit further so he can produce better players. So it's not a matter of disrespecting the local coaches, but we have to be realistic in regards to the level that the coaching is at in Jamaica. And that is, we can't even hide that. Rupert said, Kyle Brown, why would you bring players who can't play in cold weather when we have an abundance of players who can play in cold weather? Kadim Brown said, Leon Bailey is better than Emi Buendia. Buendia is a good player though. Jeremy, you know what playing with 2 or 3 quality players on your squad does? Ishmael King. Jeremy Lynch is actually a professional player. I think he's playing. I'm not sure if he's still in Vietnam right now, but he's a professional player. M10 Football said, okay. Phoenix players need to be called up too. I'm still not sure what the situation with Phoenix players are now. That is just solely between Craig Butler and the JFF. That is just a beef. That is beef stew. That is beef stew. And you know the funny thing about it? Craig Butler and JFF have major issues. And because of that, the better players than that Craig Butler has, we can't get to see these players. You can imagine. And funny enough, these are some really, really talented players. We can't see them. We cannot see them because of beef between Craig Butler and JFF. You see how fickle our footballing situation is. This is how fickle it is. We have an academy which produces some of the best players. Some of the best players in Jamaica. We have an academy that's produced some of the best players in Jamaica. Why not utilize that academy? Let's find a few more Leon Bailey. Why not? Why not find a few more Leon Bailey? Automatically, if there's one Leon Bailey from that academy, there has to be a few more. There has to be a few more. Don't make excuse for Jamaica, but the pitch was terrible for us. The movement was patchy at best, which is not the usual pace you get from Jamaica. And regardless how badly we play, with movement weren't good. I agree. Then say then cool. Jeremy said, me know what you are saying, but me not just talk about competition and getting the game more attractive. Less teams, so all of the team them have good quality players. Rupert said Jamaica has the worst football pitches in the world. No excuses. You think so? They might increase it to 14. Yes, they might increase it to 14 next season. I think the aim of reaching to, I think they probably want to carry it to about 18. But they might take a little time. Let's see if, so far about me there. Let's see. Donovan Man said many coaches in Canada. Many of the coaches in Canada could get a job elsewhere in the world. I'm not sure. Donovan said, I don't see Mr. Hall as an upgrade to Topper. Your thoughts? I see him as an upgrade to Topper. I do believe he's an upgrade to Topper. And I would be really, really fickle to believe that he's not an upgrade to Topper. First of all, let's talk about it. Coaching education. Same thing that we all preach about. He has a higher level of coaching and understanding than Topper. Higher level. Higher level. Topper have a B license. He has a UEFA Pro license. He has a UEFA Pro license, which means that he can coach even teams in the top tier divisions. No. Can Topper coach teams in the top tier division? Can Topper go in the Championship, League 2, League 1, or the Premier League? Can Topper go into the Bundesliga? Can Topper go in? So we have to factor in that. We have to be realistic. No, that is the first aspect of it. How we play football, the team plays a lot better right now. The team plays a lot better right now. I don't take my words for it. Take the words of the players. They're the one who's saying that the team is playing better, not me. I do see that the team is playing better. But take their words for it. I think it's best if you use their words and not just rely on me. Because I can be biased. I can be biased. Let me see where I'm at. People, guys, please remember to smash the like button, people. I would really appreciate people. Smash the like button, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, hitting the like button shows that you guys kind of like the conversation, kind of like the discussion, kind of. It means that you must like it. You kind of like it. It means that you kind of like the discussion, and it shows that you guys are interested. And also tell YouTube that, hey, the video is doing well. People like these type of conversation. Kwani said, big up Kwani. Oh, if we still had a chance to make the World Cup, seeing a team would play yesterday, that was our C team. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Who am I speaking with?
Espada.
So what do you think about what going on?
Well, my G, so you know, I like the type of football that Paul actually towards the whole process, you know. But you see, my problem now, the type of football that him want to play, he can't go really play with them player now, because they don't really, you know, they don't really grasp that yet. Because the type of football where Premier League play a slow type of football game. You see? So the pace where Paul all then go at, they're not going to really manage it. You see? And that catch you last night. In a sense, because in the first 10 minutes of the game, you could have said, what them a try do? You see it? But when the team start, first you know, they have to call now. Slow down but the pace. You see it? In a sense.
Yeah, man.
Where it's easier to win back the ball than the Canadian team. So, you see it?
Yeah, man. Let me see what I say. The problem I have now, you have many people that say Paul Hall this and not ready yet. But at the end of the day, you know, may I ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
If you go on an exam, you go on a maths exam, right? And you go there without your formula sheet. You go there without your formula sheet. How well you think you're going to do in an exam?
You're not going to do well, you know.
You're not going to do well. Good. And if you keep on going to the exam without the formula sheet, you expect anything different?
No. I see the result.
Alright. Now, look at it now. Most games that we play, 90% of the games that we play in the topper, we sit back, defend, and try to catch team on the counter. What can we learn from that?
Right. You just learn, you say get good down. See,
what?
Find new stand and expert.
So and then now, this time around now, we have a coach who come to the forefront and said, okay, we're going to play some football. The team is not 100%. The team is not ready. But we are still going to play some football. We're going to try to play some football. Because we need to see areas where we need to fix. Because if we don't play, if we don't go out and play, we can't fix anything. The World Cup qualifiers is finished, you know. But if we approach these games, same way also we did previous game, like sit back and defend. Going forward to the Nation League now, what would change? At the same way we go in the Nation League, go sit back and defend. Because the same teams that we play against are teams that are equal or level with us.
More to say that, you know. Alright, so with more difference with more. With more, alright. Notice how with more applying if you philosophy. So when you get the weaker side, you side go swinging. You see? It's when he comes to the bigger side, then, like him, let us say, enjoying a defensive posture. He come at him, like him and try to play one counter-attacking game, you see it? But how he using pieces, them, he use them wrong, in a sense, then. You see it? Like our players like Bailey. You know, say, when you put Bailey on the left side, then that put him 9 out of 10 times. They're going to get a goal all time. You see it? When you put Bailey on the right, where you know, going to give much off on the side. You see what I say? You have Shamar and you have Shamar and Big. You see it? You no matter where Shamar, you have Shamar out the same way. You see it? Notice, I'm a manager in England and them place. A striker now, he realized he was striker have a bad day. He pull him off. Yeah, man. He pull him on. You see?
Two different philosophies still now.
Yeah, man.
Two different philosophy.
You see, one, what they call it now? One, although I have confidence in you, me say, yo, you're not going to do the job for me, you see it? But one, have a faith in a baller so much.
Oh, okay.
You're willing to make the baller kill himself then.
Yeah. Me see I say. Alright.
I not say Whitmore is a bad coach, you know, because Whitmore can go on cup final.
I not say my worst coach. We can't say my worst coach.
You see this trip.
But we know say we can do better.
You see this trip, this trip, he make in Wales get the best sign in this trip.
Yeah. Too much personal thing not go on. And if you listen to the players, when they explain, the players then talk it openly, you know. But I will not read between me read between lines and I hope everybody else read between lines.
In a body, no. Not tell line nobody, no. Because me see in a sense in that child, you see. But if you don't last with the heap of argument to go on.
Yeah.
But sorry, now it does affect him.
Yeah, man.
You see, because then after a brand of good football, yeah. You see, with more tactics, he play dirty in a sense. He play dirty type of football. You're not going to see the prettier style of football all the time. That's what more setting teams this year. You see, then big field. Is that what I say?
Yeah. Of course, yeah, man. I'm see it, man.
You lose control like team.
Yeah, once you lose the dressing room, as a coach, I hate that for you. I hate that for you, man. You cannot lose game, but don't lose the dressing room. You can lose game, man, but don't lose dressing room. For example, look about game we lose in a Paul Hall, but yes, the players, them still look happy. So we can't say a favoritism, but if you listen to the players, them and say, we are play better. Things are come on. And as an Arsenal supporter, one time we did a lose, and Mikel Arteta and fans are go mad. The players them must say one thing. We are get better. Things are come on. That is same thing me I look on. I see a message me I say. You see, what a lot of people don't understand now. The players them now, they play a big part in any team's success or transition. So look on the behavior of the players. On the top of it, more players look like they don't even want to play football. But look on the difference now. Yeah, look on the difference now.
So you can see frustration from the man, them, man, or daily all them, man.
Yeah, when I look on the team now, how man them look now?
Different. But the thing you know, military. You see, with Paul, I programming, I'm going to mash up with more too. You see, programming, I take from the big man, them. They are telling you what this I want, and this I want. If you this I see the programming Paul, come on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna come on that. You see, the truth is no. I don't know if people know. You see, football politics. I don't think that is something that anybody can get it from. Any coach in the world can get it from. The only football politics can reach a coach is if the administration are very much serious.
Listen, me no military. You see, you know, that's why you have to have somebody that will stand up for themselves.
They're not gonna get a job then. Waiting at home. That's what I'm telling you, sir. It's not the coach.
Listen to me, I say military. That's two way to it, you know. Listen to me, I say. You can come in and job, you know. Yeah? If you know, say, oh, $40 them pay. You see it, and you want a job. And you know you overqualified for a job. You see it, I come, I'm going to take you $40. But you may take you $40, I take you $40 with restrictions.
Yes, this is what, this are the ground rule.
Yeah, man, you can't go tell me, say, oh, this me have to do. You have to make me go and do my thing.
But I mean, say, now get a job then.
Yeah, go get the job, you know.
I mean, can you take your money?
Listen, man. You see certain things them put you, like for instance, with the local base there. You see, I come with the plan. You see, I say, hey, I'm out. You pick 5 out of your son. You see, 5 on the best. Give me 5 on the best. You see, me no want 10 or me no want 15 or 5 more. Me work with 5. 5 on the best. Now work a compromise with them. You see it? A goalkeeper, want a defender, want a winger. You see it? I want a midfielder. You see it? 5 on the best. I work with. I sell food. But this is a room where me want to work. You see it?
Give me allowance. Let me do what I want to do. Let me select my players them. Them look us up now.
Yeah, man. This is a room where me want to work, brother. You know have to get to the sales.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to get to me want to move, push on the program.
All them can say simple. You see, if I look for him and I'm good enough in comparison to what I have, definitely I'm going in a squad.
Alright.
Yes. So that solves all our problem now. So now the coach's responsibility if he ensures that they play up to scratch. Because if you play up to scratch, you still not getting no look in. You want to see us, but your players not getting no look pan. Because they don't up to scratch. Yeah, alright, bro. Thanks for calling here.
Hold on there. One thing before me.
Alright, yeah, run it.
My boy said about where ball is the name? Ball with that talk.
Which ball?
We are talking about the Premier League, man.
And Jeremy Lynch.
Yeah, man. You see, the thing I know, me, Jay, and I really listen, I want to listen to the team, them, you know. You see it? You can't go to 14, where them I can't go to now. You have 14 parishes in Jamaica, don't you?
One team per parish.
Yeah, man.
More support per team.
Yeah. You see it? You go get more resources, so. You see what I say? You go get more, in a sense then. If 50 players in a sense catching, you see it?
50 players try to play for St. Catch, I try to make it St. Catching team.
Yeah, man. I say I go get the cream out of crap, you know. As Josh is saying.
Yeah.
You see
more so you have 5 teams from St. Catching, and then no 5 depleted teams from St. Catching.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the player in a parish them, you know, man. Yeah, so Jamie, I go in a parish them, you know.
Alright, let me tell you, man. Yeah, me come from Lindsay. And I see some bad ball out there, so. And I just because... Alright, let me tell you, I know say the man is bad. Alright, I don't know if you know Garfield Reed, right? Or you just play for Jamaica? Man, you just play for Jamaica. Jamaica, one wicked left back, man. A wicked left back. Up there, so when the man there show some ball, the man say the man is a wicked baller. Some young youth, the man talk about say the man is a wicked baller. And man says, I pity the man and I get the opportunity. because you know you have enough man because them they nearly play for school because you have enough bad baller, you know, me know baller way play for community, you know. Or bad baller for community, you know, and he never play a day in a schoolboy football, no. Never.
You know what general I say catching me come from, you know, man. There are place them call Olaba, you know.
Olaba.
Yeah, man. There are place them call Olaba, man. Produce a football factory that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know so DM Kelly them come from, you know. Yeah, man. Football factory, man.
All right, baller. All right, blessings. Thanks for calling here.
Yeah, man.
All right, bless up. Blows and skirt. All right, so Ishmael said Richard Stewart alone won't make the league better. Fabian, big up Fabian. Ask the caller what is Whitmore's style. By the way, most coaches, including Craig Blatter, plays Bailey on the right hand side. Finn Cutting on the left. Gunnar, I know who Jamie Lynch is. Donovan Moyet said, Mowat said, military, I know that every coach has a philosophy. You may not agree with it, but what matters is the result. I am old enough to see defense-minded Italy won World Cup. Yeah. Won World Cup. Fabian said, Tapper doesn't have a philosophy. All he goes out there to do is tackle, give back the ball, then tackle again. Tackle. Blows and scares. There's so much comments here. JC said Jamaica needs a new coach with experience in the top leagues before the Gold Cup starts so that he had time to build the team. King Jav said, yes, agree, caller. Bailey on the left all day, every day. But most coaches play Bailey on the right. Congratulations, Miguel Coley, on winning your first title in Qatar as head coach. Salal FC in 14 years is second title at professional level. Wow. Well done to you, Miguel Coley. Tapper never lose the dressing room. What he lost is the media room. We look prettier but worse results. In time, Ishmael, in time. Squash says, stop wasting the energy on the men's national team. Over to then. Big up JN with the sports. I can put money on it. We will beat Honduras Wednesday. Because, you know, I do hope for that. Patrick Riley said, military, the type of politics in JFF need to stop, bro. Yes, it is always there, but when it's over affecting the on the field play, it is time to stop. True. Alright, so before we close off, let me take another comment. Winfred Schaefer made Jamaica play good without having a lot of top players back in 2015. Fabian said Jamaica will win on Wednesday. General Sports said, who is it? 3 under 20 goalkeepers. Anthony Bennett, 17 years, plays a start for Harbour View yesterday. Why not call to camp? Ooh. Good question. I'm not sure no. So alright, so this is the last something I'm gonna read. Fans of football, there will be there for the King Hall. Nothing happens overnight. Just remember that the end does not justify the means. Trust the process. Hey, it's Arsenal man, this man. The result will come. You know, Arsenal fans, this man is so loyal. You feel like somebody want to trust the madman process. Ronaldinho said me like a parish league. Fabian, we didn't talk about trust the process. Alright, so people, may I close off now, but let me close off by saying this. Alright, so in football, you have to improve. You have to get better. Things won't happen overnight. You improving, you getting better won't happen overnight. It's not a snap of the finger. It's not a matter of just putting some players together. Whoa, and automatically they'll be playing good. It takes time. At least now we're seeing the players playing some football. What does that mean is when we start to introduce the better players, you will start seeing better results. That's just how it goes. We won't see the best of the team right now because we are on the moving up. So guys, that is it. You have to take a step back some of the time in life before you can advance. Go and check it out. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. Take 2 steps back to really advance in life. Anyways, people, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're here for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. And definitely, if you're a regular watcher, regular viewer, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. Until next time, and we cover a few more things later. Military Guna TV people, we are out. Boom. Oh, thank you very much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you very much for the continued support, people. Until next time, people.